The financial services industry is undergoing profound transformation thanks to AI. AI can now power customer service, help streamline administration, and give advisors a 360 view of the customers they're working with. So AI presents a wealth of opportunities, but alongside that comes brand new challenges. To help us understand how agentic AI is reshaping the financial services industry, I'm joined by David Liversidge and Jasmine Aurora, two of our very own industry advisors. Welcome to you both. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
David, I'm going to come to you first, and I'm just wondering if you could tell the audience, what's the sentiment around AI in the banking industry at the moment? What are you hearing from customers?
Of course. We're fundamentally optimistic about the opportunity that this technology presents, as we believe that it could be the thing that makes human beings shine, and particularly around the things that humans are very good at in terms of understanding context, applying empathy, and ultimately making good judgment calls. And the reason for this optimism is that if you look across European banking, in most markets, 70 to 75% of customers are now doing things digitally. So the things that they used to do through a colleague, they can now do in self-service channels. So the question that poses is, what do you want your customer-facing colleagues to be doing in 3 and 5 years' time? It surely isn't the things that they were doing 3 and 5 years ago. And the opportunity of a technology which can automate routine tasks and remove simple admin to free up capacity is really exciting, because that freed up capacity and time can be reinvested into more and better customer conversations. And ultimately, that's what drives great customer experience, the human being the point of difference above and beyond brilliant digital basics.
I love that. So it's all about freeing up our time so we can actually focus on the high value tasks and get rid of the things that live on the bottom of our to-do list, those repetitive things. Thanks, David. Jasmine, I'm going to come to you next, because I know you're one of our insurance industry advisors. What or how are companies using AI in the insurance industry at the moment?
Grace, it's a great question. And just to put it in context, so the insurance industry has been using AI largely in the form of machine learning and predictive analytics. But now with the advent of AI and agentic AI, it's great news for the industry. And that's largely because 100% of the products in insurance are defined in the T's and C's and the policy schedule. So what that means is that in terms of the structure and clarity that the product provides, makes for fantastic use cases for agentic AI. And so I can think of 3 use cases in the pillars of growth, cost efficiency, and risk management in terms of customer retention. So when we look at the growth pillar, and you look at underwriting, whether you are doing a renewal or writing a new claim, there's a lot of manual processing of data. You have to check different systems. You have to remember what to do or what not to do. And now with Agentforce, which, as you know, is our agentic AI platform, what you can do is automate the entire workflow, regardless of where your data is sitting. And what that enables the underwriter to do is make faster decisions and better quality decisions. So practically speaking, if you are an underwriter and you want to grow your business, you want to increase capacity, instead of going out in the market and acquiring new companies, all you do is deploy these agents, and you can do this in a matter of months. This also gets rid of the other problem the industry is facing, which is a huge shortage around talent. The second pillar is around cost efficiencies, and you can see that in claims. When you are handling and processing claims, as you know, this could take a matter of months. We all have first-hand experience of it. But now with agentic AI, that time is brought down to a matter of hours. So apparently 20% of all claims these days are being fully addressed and resolved with AI. So you can imagine a scenario where you are looking at a complaint handling use case. You can deploy 3 agents. They're working simultaneously. One agent is working from the perspective of the customer. The other agent is working on behalf of the complaint handler. And another agent is summarizing the other 2 agents, presenting it to the human who can make a very informed decision. The third use case around risk management is around customer retention and acquisition. So most insurance companies these days are trying to serve their customers and trying to write profitable business. The way technology can help you do this is help you get a 360-degree view of the risk of your customer. And you do this through leveraging data. Whether the data is sitting internally in your company or it's sitting in the wider ecosystem, you bring it together on one dashboard and you get a holistic view of your customer, so you can start to have some very meaningful conversations with your customer around risk management.
So much transformation, and the speed of it I think is amazing. And I love what you said there about a digital workforce where agents are actually talking to each other, not even with their human counterparts. We're in the future. Jasmine, quick one for you. Are you hearing any misconceptions around AI in what is such a highly regulated industry?
Grace, the popular narrative seems to be around AI is going to displace jobs. But I'd like to put forward a different perspective. If you are the CEO of a company and through the use of technology, your workforce have become 25 to 30% more efficient, and as a result, they're writing business which is 1.5 to 2 times more than what they did in the past. As a CEO, would you deploy more capital into the business or less capital? History has shown that when we humans have the ability to leverage technology, we tend to do more rather than less. So I personally think it's not a case of man versus machine. It's a case of man and machine working in synergy.
I love that. Thank you, Jasmine. David, I'm going to come to you next. And I know you're an expert in all things banking. What have you actually seen AI change in the banking industry so far?
Well, similar to what Jasmine said about insurance, I think it's really important to acknowledge that AI is not new in banking. So banks have been using traditional and advanced AI in functions like risk and treasury for many years, and even in areas like customer-facing personalization. Deep learning has been employed by many UK banks for 5 to 10 years. But generative AI is different, and it's different because it solves problems that we struggled to solve before in terms of making sense of unstructured data and then triggering actions. And it's also different because all of the research suggests that it is additive to the forms of AI that we've used before. And if we look at the organizations that are really succeeding at the moment, particularly with data cloud and agents, there are 3 characteristics that come out clearly. The first is that we're seeing projects deliver outcomes and results in weeks and months rather than months and years. The second is that organizations that are really winning are looking beyond simple summarization, what we used to call Copilot, and moving towards automating processes and workflows. And in some cases, even looking at redefining how a domain works through process reengineering. And the third, which I think is a really exciting opportunity, building on Jasmine's point about investing capital, is that we're starting to see organizations flex the amount of capital expenditure they require versus operating expenditure in terms of how they fund transformation. And because of the way that generative AI and agents are architected and can be delivered, I think this is a really interesting opportunity in terms of how banks fund that vital process of driving change.
Thank you. I think we're at time now, but David and Jasmine, thank you so much for your insights. And thanks everyone for watching at home. Now, if you'd like to learn how Agentforce helps deliver customer experiences that fuel growth, scan the QR code on the screen or go to sforce.co/financial services.